Good afternoon, Norcal Karters. It is Wednesday. I'm actually a day behind on this update, but it is Wednesday, October 7th. And some of you have expressed a little bit of concern with the podcast shutting off. And I'm going to mention this a few times over the next couple of months. But if it shuts off, double check your device and make sure you have background data enabled. Make sure you have battery saver off. And if those don't work, send me a message. Let me know which application you're using, whether it is a mobile app, directly from norcalkarters.com, directly from Spreaker. So let me know so we can kind of get that dialed in. But from my research, it seems to be a problem with the device and the way it processes applications, especially if the screen goes off as well. And then it just cuts the podcast short, which I know would be very annoying because I would hate to sit there and just keep hitting the button to re-listen over and over again. So, again, if you're having a problem, let me know. Send me a message. You can reach out to me on Facebook. You can reach me on norcalkarters.com. That's about it. I'm on Instagram, but I don't usually post too much on there. And so yeah, we have some events going on. It's October, and I actually, on our calendar, the norcalkarters.com calendar, I'm not showing any events for this weekend. If I'm missing your event, please reach out to me so we can get your events on our calendar. Right now, I primarily focused on all of our sponsors with the COVID thing, and it was just a time thing. So if I missed your event, reach out to me so we can get your events on the calendar. I do try to surf the internet and such, and I do look for events, but I don't make it a full-time job to go find karting events. So again, I focused on the sponsors after we did a huge COVID reschedule, and all of the sponsors, all of their events are on the calendar. Again, norcalkarters.com. But if I'm missing your event, let me know. So today, let's say Wednesday, October 7th. Again, I'm not showing anything for this weekend, so maybe it's a great time to go practice. Maybe check if Sonoma is open, check if Blue Max is open, check if Kinsman Kart Club is open. I know Prairie City is open. I talked to Donald Urban last week, and he actually does a cool thing every Tuesday. The Briggs racers come out, and they're not allowed to hold any like real official events, but that's kind of the day they dedicated for the Briggs racers so they can come hang out and socialize. And they try to do it after 4 o'clock. So after you get off work, you can shoot out to Prairie City and hang out with your Briggs friends. So that's on Tuesday, and that's at Prairie City. So there's a lot of tracks that are open. If I'm missing your track that's not open, let me know. So again, I don't... this is not my full-time job to sit there and go on the internet and try to guess when your events are. So let me know. So this weekend is blank as far as an actual event on our calendar. So again, go out there, practice, go shake your stuff down. Maybe it's a good prep weekend. I don't know. Let's see here. Next week, we have the CCKRA. That's the Central California Kart Racing Association. Now, previously, I had them on the calendar as Bakersfield, and I have changed that. It is not at Bakersfield. They moved it to Santa Maria. So, same weekend, October 17th and 18th, but it's been moved to Santa Maria, and they also have combined it with their Central Valley Championship. So, again, cckra.com. They are also a podcast sponsor, but their event was moved from Bakersfield to Santa Maria, and I personally am going down for that. Team Visalia is going to be down there, and that's just a bunch of old shifter dudes, and I met them when I was working at Swede Tech, and they're just solid people. I mean, it's away from karting, I would still hang out with them. So there's going to be a group of them anywhere from 15 to 20 Team Visalia members at Santa Maria. And so I'm going to shoot down there. I'm going to bring my cart, my trailer, trying to talk the family into going. But it's going to be nice to hang out with those guys again because I haven't done it in a while. So Norcal Karters will be at Santa Maria next weekend, again, the 17th and the 18th. Also that weekend, I just saw in the Facebook group, the NorCal 80 Facebook group, they have it's not really an event. Again, it's a gathering at Prairie City with a focus on the 80 shifter guys. And they're calling it the Outlaw Practice Day. And again, it's a great chance for racers with similar packages, 80 cc's in this case. They're going to meet October 18th at Prairie City. That's a Sunday. And if you go to norcalkarters.com, click on the calendar link. I posted the information that they had on Facebook. I tagged their official Facebook page. So you can check them out. That's, again, October 18th, and that's the, again, dubbed Prairie City NorCal 80 Shifter Takeover. So it's an outlaw practice day. So check up on that, especially if you have an 80 shifter cart. If you don't have an 80 but you do have a shifter, reach out to the organization or that group and I'm sure you're going to be welcome. Their primary focus is 80 shifters, but I think the track itself would just like to have shifters in general. So there you have it on that day. Again, the 80 NorCal shifter guys. Go to norcalkarters.com, click on the link. It'll take you to their Facebook page and kind of their weights, the requirements, suggested gearing. They're talking about doing a barbecue. Food trucks are going to be out there. So again, October 18th. That's the NorCal 80 shifter group. And let's see here. Then we have October 24th and 25th. So one of our more recent sponsors, Rock Sonoma, this is going to be their season finale, and it's Rock Sonoma. You can find more information about them at sanzarukarting.com. That's SANZARU, karting with a K.com. And they will be on, I'm toggling thoughts. Let me regather here for a second. Their event will be October 24th and 25th. So again, that's Rock Sonoma and sanzarukarting.com. And as I've mentioned, they're our most recent sponsor, and they will be a calendar sponsor for 2021. So thank you to the Rock Sonoma people and the Cameron Karting crew. So I think that makes you our official first sponsor for 2021. So that's pretty cool. That same weekend, Gary Carlton, gfckarting.com. He is also a sponsor of the website. His team will be supporting the Sonoma Rock Cup event. So that is October 24th and 25th. So Gary Carlton will be up there. And if you're wondering why I'm mentioning Gary Carlton, he gave me a check. I put him on the calendar. So the events that he's going to support his drivers are going to be on the NorCal Karters calendar, regardless of where they're at. So if he goes to Vegas, it'll be on the calendar. If he goes to SoCal, if he goes to Indiana, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put his events on our calendar. So if you're a shop and you would like to take advantage of that program, let me know. That same weekend, let's see here, Sunday, October 25th, is the NCK Road Racing event in Las Vegas. So don't get confused. That's not part of the Vortex program. This is the NCK Road Racers on October 25th at the Speed Vegas track. So for those that don't know, Speed Vegas is basically a car track that is designed where you can rent a supercar for a couple of sessions or an hour or for the day. And my understanding is NCK is going to have the first official event on that track. And again, that's taking place October 25th. And NCK is also a sponsor of our site. So if you go to norcalkarters.com, click on that event date, and you can click on the link, nckroadracing.com. It will take you right to their schedule for the Speed Vegas event. And let's see, we did a podcast a couple of months ago with Todd So if you want to go back on that one, I should probably link it in my description, so it's easy to find. But yeah, that's going to be a neat event to kind of keep an eye on. Let's see how it goes, because it'd be nice to have a permanent track directly in the Las Vegas area that racers can utilize. So we'll see how that goes. We have October 31st, Halloween. It's on a Saturday. So October 31st, Halloween. That same weekend is also daylight savings time. Well, it ends. So I wish they would just get rid of daylight savings. I don't get it. We don't need it. Just get rid of it. We don't gain or lose an hour. It just screws up your internal clock. So get rid of it. All right, off my soapbox. Well, until I get to November 3rd, then I'm back on my soapbox. So, November 3rd is the election day. Your ballots are due November 3rd. I'm not going to make this political. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care how you vote. However, I do care that you do your due diligence, do the research, and vote the way that you feel betters your life or betters your family. That's all I care about. And there's a lot of propositions, and the ballots were sent out a couple of weeks ago. Not the ballots, the voter information guide. That was sent out a few weeks ago in California. So start going through that now. Start taking notes. Start researching. Forget about the Facebook memes. Forget about the ads you see on TV. Do your own research. We got candidates, we got bonds, we got propositions. And just a quick definition for those that may or may not know. A bond, in this particular case that we vote on, is the government is saying we want to borrow X amount of dollars, and the taxpayers will pay the interest back at this amount over this amount of time. So when you see the word bond, just remember, it's the government borrowing money. We as private citizens pay the government taxes. And so basically it's more taxes is really what it comes down to. So if you think I'm wrong, argue with me. I don't care. But that's really to simplify it. Again, I'm not going to get into how you should vote on bonds, but just know that is the definition of a bond. It's when the government borrows money with a specific interest, and they pay that interest back to private investors. So you come to your own conclusion on those. So that's November 3rd. So please do your due diligence and vote. As a citizen, it is your right and your responsibility. So I don't want to see you on Facebook bitching and moaning about politics, and then you can't even get off your ass to vote or take the time to research the stuff. So get out there and vote. That's it about voting. That's November 3rd. Wednesday, November 4th through Sunday, November 8th, Rock the Rio in Las Vegas. I spoke to Garrett Potter on Monday. We are actually going to do a podcast tomorrow, and he is still planning on going to Vegas. He is still planning on hosting an event, and he is still planning on having racers show up. So, November 4th through the 8th. Again, Garrett will be on tomorrow on the podcast to go over some of the details and things you should know, how to plan ahead. I just want to remind everybody, be flexible. If you're going to go to Vegas and you're kind of on the fence or worried about anything, what I would do, one, make sure your tickets are refundable. If you're going with a team, maybe a suggestion for the teams where if they don't roll the trailer, everything's refundable. If they roll the trailer, at least, a deposit to cover their travel expense. Something. But please be fluid. Please be understanding. The Rock Cup USA group is really, really pushing it. They really want to have an event. I talked to Garrett a few weeks ago at Sonoma, and he one of the things that really struck me that he said was he feels he needs to have this event, and not for Vortex, not for the Rock brand, but for the industry. For a lot of teams, these Las Vegas events, whether it's the Supernats or the Rock the Rio, these events hold these teams over for a couple of months during the winter. And Garrett felt it was very important that he does everything in his due diligence to make sure they can have an event. to help some of these shops that, again, between December and January are closed. And he wants to help them to be able to make it to next year. So there's more shops around, or at least the same amount of shops that are bringing racers to the track. So again, we'll go into more detail with that with Garrett tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure what time he'll be on, but it will be on this same podcast show. It won't be on the other show. The other one's more of a PR style podcast. And so that's November 4th through the 8th. Rock the Rio. And right now I have gfckarting.com. I have Gary and his crew down for that event as well. So, that's our calendar. And then, as we all know by now, Superkarts USA made the decision to I don't want to say cancel. They're just not doing the Supernats this year. They tried to come up with an alternative event. They felt nothing really fit the needs of a super national style event. So as of now, they don't have anything going on until the winter tours in Florida, starting off, I think, in January. So again, in fact, I need to update the calendars right now. So the Supernats are not going on. As of now, November 4th through the 8th, Rock the Rio with the Rock Cup USA group, that is going on. And that wraps up a big part of our calendar, I think. I'm looking here. We got Thanksgiving, November 26th. And then the biggest shopping day of the year, Black Friday, Friday the 27th. It affects me not at all, but it's on the Google holidays calendar. Sonoma, NCK Sonoma, they are not doing their traditional Thanksgiving race at Sonoma this year. So that has been canceled. So NCK is not doing that. So the next time to race with NCK is going to be back in October. October 25th, Speed Vegas. And that's going to wrap up their year as well. So some seasons are coming down to wrapping up. And speaking of wrapping up, I probably blew right over it. Rock Sonoma, Sanzaru Karting.com. Again, SANZARU Karting.com. Their season finale, October 24th and 25th. And they are working on prizes. Sorry, I got sidetracked because Mrs. Cameron was chiming in on my chat line for no more taxes. I'm not going to get political. But yeah, that is what a bond is. But speaking of money, Rock Sonoma, they're working on cash prizes for some of the classes. For, again, the finale, which is October 24th and 25th. And they're also doing it a 2 days, 2 ways. I stole that name from NCK Road Racing. But they're going to run the national layout one day, and they're going to run the reverse national the other day. So again, that's going to be October 24th and 25th. And what else? Man, I can't believe this time of the year we're wrapping up. Hopefully, I know we need some rain and we need some wet weather, but I'm almost hoping pushing through November after Rock the Rio, we get some really nice track days to kind of close out this year. And then as the weather starts turning around for 2021, it's a whole new season. But yeah, the year is almost over. It hit me just this moment that the karting season's almost over. So yeah, we have, again, next weekend, October 17th and 18th, Central Valley Championship in Santa Maria at the Santa Maria Kart Track. October 18th, the Prairie City 80cc Shifter Takeover Outlaw Practice Day. October 24th and 25th, Rock Sonoma, the season finale. It's also your last chance to get a good, solid warm-up before Rock the Rio. If you're in the Northern California region or area. Let's see here. GFC Karting will be at that event. NCK Road Racing, October 25th at Speed Vegas. And that takes us into November 4th through the 8th. The Vortex season finale at Rock the Rio. And again, we'll have Garrett Potter on tomorrow to discuss that. And let's see here. So we have that. And then Mrs. Cameron is chiming in real quick. They're working on the end of the year banquet for the Rock Sonoma races. It looks like it's going to be after the Rock the Rio event. Date to be determined. And one of the ideas they're kicking around is doing a barbecue at the track with a free track day. I kind of like that idea, actually. I know some people like to get dressed up and have a nice meal and do the awards. I enjoy that atmosphere as well, but sometimes a little bit stuffy. But man, sometimes just having a good old-fashioned cookout, that actually sounds way more enjoyable to me. And then who knows, maybe there could be some sort of a kart expo or something, and some of the teams can roll in and kind of highlight maybe 2021. And Kimberly's asking for your opinion and what they would prefer. Do you want to be traditional awards banquet style? Usually they have a hall or a restaurant and a dinner with the awards going on, or do you want to have a barbecue, a free track day, and get down and dirty? And who knows, maybe we can also do, like, again, maybe some sort of a kart expo. So, or a swap meet or something. Barbecue, swap meet, expo. There's a lot of options. But report back to Cameron Karting or the Rock Sonoma group. Again, senzarukarting.com. And that's a perfect way to end the podcast. So thank you all for listening. I do appreciate the support. I mean, it's every time I check the statistics, we keep adding and adding and adding many more downloads, and it progressively gets more every week. So that's terrific. And for those of you that don't know, I also have another show. It's more of a PR style podcast, but we've had Hunter Pickett on that show. We've had Rory Vangister on that show. And earlier this week, I did a quick, well, actually it wasn't quick, it was 45 minutes. I did my own perspective of working with Cameron Karting, and specifically Christian Cameron, at the Rockfest event. And that was actually a lot of fun to do that podcast and kind of recapping it. So that's, again, on my other show. If you go to norcalkarters.com, click on podcasts, that's a different, I think I call it PR rate kart reports or something. But again, that one's just more of a general outreach type of a show. This one's my weekly updates, events, things that are happening. That show is going to spin off to be more of a press release style podcast with more intricate and involved details from either racers or teams. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun to do that one. And everyone, have a wonderful week.